Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back. Today's another update on Pepe, and I want to actually show you some few stuff here. So number one is there's a support here that you can see. Previously we had some important support. This was another support in there, and if I just go on hand, I try to take the zoom button here and actually zoom in there, so you can see that these were some few support. Number one, move up. Number two, move up. There was a long consolidation during this time, and you can see that this was your final break to the downside of that red candle that actually bursted out of that place, and it bursted off, it went down, came up for the retest. Whatever support became resistance, right? So your support, again, zoom in and you will understand, it became resistance for some time. It became resistance one, it became resistance number two, and then it actually fell to the downside. The both of the time, number one, it actually fell 18%, and then the second time it fell almost 18%. So two times when Pepe got rejected from the resistance, it actually fell how many times? 20, almost 20%. Okay, so could we expect the very same thing? And if it actually does fall to like 20%, we're actually looking for that target of 1053. So I'm actually going to bring this trend line just like that. Okay, so if you fall down, right, if you do make 20% from this rejection, you're looking for, that's going to be 1045. So 1045 almost takes you down to this 1030. That's actually going to be a retest of this resistance that you broke out of it, right? So you're still getting rejection here, you're getting another rejection right there, another rejection right over here, and also Ethereum is having some rejection, and it's pretty much overbought, and it's at resistance, right? And there's an old saying that goes that people get bullish at resistance line. So you want to be careful if you're getting bullish on the resistance line. You want to be very, very careful. Look on the 4-hour time frame. I've shown you this couple of times that this is exactly where things look really, really bad. You can even say that if you just remove that line over there, we have this as your the whole area basically, right? So you did actually came up to that area. Now, however, crypto can change at any time. So let's entertain this idea that crypto can change and flip to the upside even furthermore, because there's always surprises. And let's say just for the sake of having a surprise here, then if Pepe comes up and move past 1449, then you could do something where you come down again for the retest at 1265. Basically, this yellow rectangle is known as a supply zone, right? We're going to call it a supply zone. Supply zone is basically resistance. In other words, it is a place where people just sell most of the time, right? So when the supply zone gets broken, or let's say when the resistance gets broken, what happens is that it become a demand zone. So basically you're going to come down, and whatever was supply turns into demand, and this actually shows that from here the prices may actually just start to put, actually it's not even going to call demand at all. It's not going to be called demand. For demand, basically you need well, it's a long story, but it's not going to be called demand. Let's just say it's going to be a support, right? So whatever resistance this was, that is going to be support, and then you come down and you back test that as support. Now if it holds, right, and it goes up and it comes down again and it holds, then it's going to actually turn into a demand box, right? For something to be a demand, it actually needs to be back tested a couple of times. Just like this is supply right now, because it was back tested one time, rejection here, rejection there, the third time rejection, and then this number 4 today currently is another rejection. So it actually creates a supply zone where whenever it just comes up to that area, it gets rejected. Now this is another supply area as well. So if you talk about some demand zone, then I think 500 level is going to be demand box. So for example, if I just zoom out a little bit in here, and then I kind of go on and bring the rectangle again. So the demand box can be somewhere over here, right, in this area. You can see that whenever you've come in here, you have bounced off this place. So this was another demand here, there's another demand right there, demand over here, one demand in here, one demand right over there. So if you see Pepe ever just decides to go all the way down to maybe 690, then you understand that this is a huge amazing demand box. All right, on the daily time frame as well, there is another, I think, resistance coming up in here. So you can see that Pepe has already pumped up, but it has actually come on to meet a resistance. And as far as yesterday's closing is, you can see that there's a doji, there's a reversal candle. So is this reversal candle going to play out and see Pepe going down again and retesting 999? That can actually happen. Or again, if you break above and you move to that 1381 department, maybe 1400, you can see that even when you come down for the retest of this trend line, it is also going to be the retest of that broken supply zone as well, right? So that's just when I think you can actually have another maybe entry at 1161 or something, and then from here push all the way to 1623. That's gonna be this target right over here, right? So then again, another overview: break above here, break the supply zone, break this resistance on the daily, back test it, and then you're good to go up, or just get rejected here and retest this 1010. Now the situation is tricky, of course, but right now you're respecting the resistance, and the chances are, if you're going to end up respecting that resistance, and if Ethereum on the other hand gets to respect that resistance as well, you might actually expect maybe 10-15% retracement. So that's all for the video, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Love.